Hey there, it's Sandy. I'm back sewing again using my Babylock Solaris machine. Working on this table runner by Designs by Juju, the Easter Blessings table runner. And today I'm going to be working on the two blocks in the middle there. They're like borders around the cross, the other two sides. And I figured this is video 7. And so I'm working on two blocks that are called swirly or swirl blocks. So I'm going to move you over to the machine. So close your eyes while I do that. And as you can see, I'm already set up there. And over here I have one already sewn out, because why repeat the same process when I share with you? I'm trying to save time. I really am trying to learn different editing skills to, where needed. I need to flip this up in order to do the next set of the next block in this hoop. So there's that. So the first one is the placement line for the batting. It seems very humid today, so I'm hoping everything sews out good. Sometimes that makes a difference. Even though, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Okay. And I think this time when I sew this out, it doesn't really have to go around it twice, because I'm just tacking it down, and I'm just using this line as the placement line for the background fabric. So I think when it gets to this corner, I'm just going to stop and cut it. And then I'll just advance it. And I'm going to lay down the background fabric. Because here I know it stitches down twice. I'm cutting out a few steps. The first step is, it says to trim around the batting. And the second one is, I only needed that first row stitching so that I could lay down this fabric, background fabric, and then it will do 2 rows of straight stitching. And that will be fine for me to cut around it when I'm done with the whole thing, and I take it out of the hoop and I use the special Trimmer by George ruler like I've been doing, and I'll show that again. And then I was going to look. So the yellow is not, so these are the ways I cut out steps. There's 2 colors in this border. And there's the green, which is the big swirl in the middle. Then there's the yellow. And I made the little points or the ends of the swirl in yellow. So in the second one, it wants me to change the thread and do the green and then the yellow. So after I stitched out the first one, I looked at the design and I was like, the yellow's not even touching the green. There's no reason why I can't tell the machine to go ahead and do this yellow. So I'm at my needle plus minus, and I'm just going to advance it and do the yellow so I don't have to change the threads one last time. Whoops. Something is wrong with the thread. Am I going to get jinx myself now, right? That looked like it got Huh, got twisted around the needle somehow. Okay, and then it came out of the needle. Okay, there we go. So like I was saying, I'm going to make that go back. Okay. So hopefully I won't be jinxed. Sometimes you can't do that. You can't get away with doing it because it's layered, but in this case it's not. So I'm just changing the threads around in the way that I'm sewing them out, so I don't have to changing the threads around on the machine and using the needle plus minus to sew them out in a different order. So I don't have to change the thread spool color as often. I don't always do this, but when I can, I do. Just, cut out steps. Hopefully that all made sense. I'm going to back it up and do the green swirls. So maybe you guys do that already. I'm just sharing what I do along the way in case it helps someone else. I'll let that stitch out. I'm going to try my zoom. Let's see if I can get you in there. Oh, wrong way. There you go. This is only a 6-minute stitch out, so this video won't be too long. I'm over on the other side doing stuff. And I have a really, you can probably see it through the back side. Whoops. If you look through it there, that pink mat is somewhat new. And I had my wool pressing mat on there. And I think I was using too much steam and I didn't realize, like, through the wool that it was warping that mat. And so, thankfully, I found something on YouTube that said if you heat it up, like get it warm but not hot, and then put something really heavy like a big fat book on there, that I could straighten it out, because it is somewhat new and I was just kind of mad that I did that. But it was a project that I was working on for many hours, and I was really trying to make certain things work. It was one of those projects that just wasn't going my way. But I'm going to try that after I'm done with this work. And I did get it to straighten out a little bit, but you have to take your time and do it. And at first I started with an iron, like they showed, to put a press mat down right on top of the rotary mat. Let it, put the iron down and let it heat up, but not too hot, like a medium heat iron, and then let it heat up and then put the book on top of it. And I was able to straighten out one part of it. So then I thought, well, what if I used my Cricut press, which is square? And so that's what I'm trying next, because that's heavy. That's pretty heavy in itself. So I'm hoping that that will make everything go back to normal and maybe not even need the book, but we'll see. Have you ever had that happen to you? There is a video out there about how to fix your rotary cutting mat, or self-healing mat, I think they're called. And I'm going to double check that that little yellow dot in the middle looks the same as this other one. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So I'm ready to take this out of the hoop and bring it over to my self-healing cutting mat. And I'm going to move you over there, so close your eyes. And I'm going to see if this, there, it works. It's like a zoom. Zoom in, zoom out, picture, shutter, remote. Okay. So just like the other times, tear off the tape. Put this trimmer by George right up against the line. And just trim each side away like that. And then flip it over and mark the 1/2 again. That's a pretty black. There's one. Whoops, I should finger press that because it's so close. Flip it over and do the 1/2 inch marking. So the next time when I'm filming the next video, which what did I say, this was 7, so that will be 8. Yeah, I'll have these 2 blacks shown in the design, how I've got it laid out. So thanks for watching. That's all there is to it for this block, and I'm going to move on to the next one in a little bit. So give the video a like, share with a friend, make a comment, subscribe, and hopefully someone is enjoying these videos. Thanks for watching.